I absolutely love my GR86. These 86s and BRZs are super fun, very comfortable cars that you can just do so much with. And I've experienced that these cars can take a hit and survive. On the other side of the coin, there are nanny goat annoyances, seatbelts, CarPlay, can't see, cruise control, and collision control. And for me, I've noticed some moisture when I wash the car. But I have seen fantastic 86s and BRZs, would like to share one. So let's get into it. Hey, hello, how are you? Welcome to Road Odyssey. I am Bert, and I really do hope y'all are having a fantastic day. So, the GR86, well, BRZ, all these 86s are really cool cars, very, very fun. And in this video, I try to take mostly stuff that has either really upset me or irritated me, and I relate them to you, I hope, in a positive manner and with an outcome of positivity. Also, I have a little bit of comparison of the 86 with the C5 Corvette, the 2002s, the one I chose. No big deal, C5 Corvette. Another 86 from LS Fest. That was pretty cool. So I'm going to try to have fun with this part 3 of GR86 observations. I really hope y'all enjoy it. And if you do, like I said, please subscribe down below. That would really help a lot. And I do have several other videos planned for the future. So let's get into it. Here we go. Dimensions of the 86 versus a C5 Corvette. I wanted to give this comparison because the GR86, 86s and BRZs are great, autocross, drifting, racing, and the older Corvettes like the C5s are kind of in that same category, and I thought it would just be neat to do a really quick hit and run on the dimensions of the two cars compared to each other. So the 86, like the BRZs, they're going to be a little shorter, a little more narrow, but yet they're going to have a little greater height than the Corvette. Now, the wheelbase also, being a shorter car, the wheelbase is also a little bit smaller than the Corvette by 3 inches. I've learned the GR86 can take a hit. We were told that our city got hit by 95-mile-an-hour straight-line winds. Does this look like a straight-line wind to you? I don't think so. Furthermore, the damage to our house is all around our house in a big circle. This tree fell on the GR86 in the opposite direction that they said the winds came from. Nonetheless, looking at the bottom splitter of the bumper, you'll see a nice little crack right there. So not terrible. The hood got all beat up, so took it to a fantastic PDR shop, and they got out all the, the dents out of the hood. This guy did a wonderful job. So anyway, that was one incident. Another incident, you see buzzards out on these back roads. A big old truck hit one, tore the wing off of this buzzard and spun it into the front grille of my car. And nope, there's some of the poop on the windshield from the poor bird. That's kind of gross. And then here is the front grille. It got pushed in. So really, the car took the hit at about 50, 55 miles an hour, and it did pretty well. Next up, the car hit actually a big old piece of sheet metal from an old car, the inside door panel. And again, the car took the hit and did fairly well. Now, time for some annoyances. First up, Apple CarPlay. When I get into my car, I take this little red cable and hook up my iPhone. Did that one day, and Apple CarPlay unavailable. No device connected when I was trying to hunt for it. So I'm going to shut the car down, restart the car, plug in my phone, and see if this thing ends up working. So let's try that real quick. Take this, I'm going to plug it into the phone and see what happens. Apple CarPlay. Apple CarPlay unavailable. Got out of the car, locked it up, went into the house, grabbed a second iPhone cable. There it goes. Apple CarPlay. All right, so that has worked. I went back to the original red cord and it worked. So apparently just locking up the car and getting away from it for a second or two, then coming back will re-enable Apple CarPlay, at least in this case. Adaptive cruise control. So you ask, what is so annoying about adaptive cruise control? Well, generally speaking, it's not so bad when everybody is kind of driving along, even if the people in front of you are going really slow. What I don't like is when somebody slows down enough to take an exit. When they do that, they'll slow down to say about 30 miles an hour. Well, the adaptive cruise control will just virtually bring you down to a stop in the middle of the highway, and you've got all these cars like riding your bumper. So experience this for yourself and see how much fun it is. It is really annoying. The wonderful Seatbelt Chime. Well, this is something everybody gripes about. You can't drive just 2 or 3 feet without the seatbelt alarm flashing and dinging at you. And it does get really, really loud. If you look at other videos and maybe read some of the forums, you can shut this chime down by inserting the seatbelt into the clip multiple times real fast. I think it's 20 times. So this can be defeated if you want to. The eyesight warning sensor. I've had this eyesight sensor activate in heavy rains while driving. Be aware that the eyesight system can stop your car, so be very careful of this. And if you want to read the manual, there are a gazillion pages of warnings and things to learn about this eyesight system, things you never wanted to know. My favorite is, hey, you know what? Don't test the pre-collision braking system on its own. It may operate improperly and cause an accident. Oh, really? Oh my God. So this is a huge annoyance. To learn more about the eyesight system, you can read 60 pages of information, cover your and helpful tips. I'm on the downhill side of complaining about annoyances. Let's go now with the RAB, LDW, and PCB. I'm annoyed with all the nanny goat stuff. So I turn off the reverse auto braking, the lane departure warning, and the pre-collision braking. To turn this stuff off, index over to your driver assist. From there, you can turn off the LDW, then go down, turn off the RAB. Then go up, I turn off the pre-collision, and you have to say yes to that. And it takes it a second or two to really register it, so be patient. But you'll see all your lights on the bottom, and you're done. When you are stopping and you turn the car off, then when you get back in, turn the car back on, you will see that the LDW is off and the RAB is off. You have to turn the PCB off again every time you get back and start up the car. TPS, tire pressure sensor annoyance. When the tire pressures are low, you will get a low tire pressure check owner's manual message. When you press the return button in acknowledgement of this message, it will ultimately never go away until those tire pressures are where the car wants it to be. The other annoyance is possibly the programming of the TPSs on the front wheels. While the left driver's side would be at 30 or 31, it never really mattered. That driver's side was always okay. And when the passenger side, the right-hand side, came up to an equal or decent pressure, it was either not okay or eventually, well, still not okay. It was very strange. Side window moisture. This is really nothing bad. It is very typical. It happens on my C5 Corvette as well, and I believe it also happens on my wife's Jaguar. All right, after washing the car and drying it, although it's not completely perfectly dry, but after all that time, there you go, moisture on the seal. It's just fine elsewhere, but right there at the door, and come around this side, and here it is over here. If you think you're seeing this, open up the door and verify if whether or not you are getting water inside your car. Feel around and look and just make sure. A very quick look at an 86 Wildlet LS Fest, Texas Motor Speedway, Texas. This wonderful GT86 was called White Rice. You can see up front there is a huge turbo on this. Sorry, I don't know how big, but you can tell it's huge, and there were lots of fantastic engine modifications. I really like the hood, even though I don't show you much. The Mickey Thompson tires, the forged wheels, a beautiful car. And of course, the Hoosier drag racing wheels on the back, along with the parachute. Carbon fiber from front to back. The license plate frame has a sentence. It says, "I'm speeding because I have to poop." Kind of funny. So anyway, tell me what you think about that. It has a nice rear diffuser, and I do like these side window louvers. Although for me as a daily driver, side window louvers are not very good. The interior was very sparse, very easy on the eyes, and just really a clean, wonderful setup. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all are fantastic. And because y'all are so great, you might want to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And hit that thumbs up button. That kind of helps a little bit too. And if you have some GR86, BRZ type of content that you are really wanting, I will do my best to comply. So leave me a comment. Not that I'm very good at reading comments, but I do get around to them eventually. So with that, I hope you understand me trying to make positives out of negatives in this video. And so, you know what? Let's relax. Take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.